So, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. We are joined here today by the lovely Sara Hoeg, and I hope I pronounced your name correct, because I know you're Danish. So welcome. We're very happy to have you on the show. Sara is the Senior Manager and Product Leader for the Collaboration Workflows team within Citrix. And that's a very long title that you got there, Sara. Can you explain to the folks a little bit what exactly your role entails and what you do at Citrix?
Yes, so I'm a part of our product management organization, so reporting up to the Workspace Experience and Cloud Services VP, which is David Lestrade, that some of you might have seen in the context of Converge. And specifically, I look after our work management portfolio of services. So this is Podio.com, which is a project management, work management, app builder kind of platform, as well as Right Signature, which is our e-signature and workflow engine for documents. And then what I'm also looking after when I say collaboration and workflows is how do we bring workflows into the context of Workspace and really sort of create a unification of our tools in the context of the intelligent workspace experience.
Okay, so the next question is, so collaboration and workflows with Citrix Workspace and Citrix Podio and ShareFile, how can we leverage all these technologies together to be more productive as a user?
Yeah, that's a good question. How do we leverage our technologies to be more productive, specifically Citrix ShareFile, Right Signature, and Podio? We offer a lot of exciting cloud technologies in Citrix that has, APIs and tooling available. In Citrix ShareFile, you can store your files, you can share files in a secure manner. In comparison to what we offer at, other file storage companies with Microsoft OneDrive or Google, ShareFile will actually enable you to aggregate your file storage across both on-prem networks, connectors to Google or OneDrive, and then the files you have available in ShareFile. So getting all of this together in Workspace will really unify the file experience for end users. And then we add workflows on top of this. So what we can do with the other services is we can capture data in Podio as a data store. You can modulate the data, have metadata, add additional conditions, have additional reporting of the data, and then use that to trigger document workflows like sending something for signature, automatically creating a folder, inviting your clients. So all of these workflows can be automated to save time for the user, but also to aggregate your work in one place, which is the unified workspace experience.
Oh, that sounds great, Sara. And talking about automation, you're also one of the presenters here at Citrix Converge. Can you talk us through your session?
Yeah, sure. So I had a session with two other Citrix partners from Faces and Brickbridge that are working with some of these tools together. And what we were showcasing is really how these tools at Citrix empower teams, project managers, IT, to really, in a flexible manner, build applications in minutes that can help them structure their work and organize these ad hoc processes that you might not have a system for. So the use case here is that you have a process that's very specific to your team or very specific to a new situation. And you can actually create an application using our no-code app builder platform, Podio, in a few minutes. You can add additional workflow automation where you are customizing email templates or text messages that can be sent out, or capturing data that will send off a signature workflow if you need to orchestrate things like signing of contracts. And then using Citrix Workspace, you unify and make these quick actions available. So the end user can click one button and that can orchestrate a full workflow in the backend.
So actually everything is connected through either the Podio, the workflows there, and the micro apps within Citrix Workspace.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Chris, next question for you.
Yes. So you present an internal case study in your session. Can you tell some more about that? Because you had to build several micro apps for that, right?
Yes. So what I'm presenting is something we worked on in the spring with Citrix IT, facilities, legal, and HR. And the use case here was obviously what's on everyone's mind at this point in time, the pandemic. At Citrix, we have, I can't even remember the number, but we have offices all around the world. We have 8,000 employees, and everyone is working remote, but we also wanted to prepare in a safe manner on how we could ensure that we could also open up the offices again and what it means to open up offices in a pandemic. So we had a lot of sort of compliance requirements of what do we need to ensure to, make people feel safe and make sure that we are not putting our employees at risk, but also what is a good experience getting back to the office. So things like I want to be able to quickly submit feedback to facilities. I want to quickly submit feedback to HR, employee communications, and I want to certify that I agree to the safety requirements before entering an office space. So we had a lot of these requirements from the different departments at Citrix, and we were able to build an app pack in Podio that was able to capture these different requirements and workflows. And then how we made it available to all Citrix employees was via micro apps and Workspace. One micro app to certify that you agree to health guidelines before entering an office that we call a self-certification micro app, and one micro app that are capturing feedback to HR, one that's broadcasting important updates and information, one that's capturing feedback to IT and facilities, and so on. So that was an example where we were able to, in a matter of days and weeks, capture feedback from different departments and implement a highly complex use case in a few weeks, leveraging the Citrix platform.
And that's not just a showcase in a demo, right? It's already being used within Citrix as a company.
That's correct. So obviously we had different back and forth in the sense that we launched this in June, thinking that we would be able to open up most of our offices worldwide. But what happened was that we have actually not been able to open anything, at least here in the US. We're still working from home. But in some places of the world, like our offices in Asia, China, Europe, we were actually able to open up over the summer and had people return to the office, where we have been using Citrix Workspace to ensure that employees could self-certify before entering office space and also submitting feedback here. So yes, this is definitely live and running in production for all Citrix employees. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to use it as much yet because of the fact that we are keeping employees longer at home than we hoped for.
Yeah, and that is, of course, very smart at the moment. So the COVID-19 self-certification micro app that you just talked about, can we download it somewhere and easily send it out to our customers? Because I know a lot of businesses are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good question. We actually made the app packs available in the Podio app market. So there will be an app pack here that users can download and use. But right now, creating the integration to Citrix Workspace is a bit of a manual work where you need to authenticate via the API and build the connection. So for that, we actually recommend using one of our Citrix partners to set it up, ensure you have the right implementation requirements and local compliance requirements as a part of your implementation. But we also have a partner who just made their version of the Back to Office app pack available in the Citrix Ready catalog. So here there will be some app packs available. And then we are also, this is obviously sort of to be changed, but we are working to launch an official Podio Citrix Workspace integration where these apps would also be made easier available. I will also say you don't have to use Podio. You could use existing systems that you might have. It could be ServiceNow, it could be Zendesk, it could be Microsoft Power Apps, anything you have where you can build and capture these processes, you can set up the same use case.
Yeah, I think that is going to help a lot of companies, and especially with if they can get it from that marketplace, that would be great. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So in your session, you were also talking a lot about employee happiness and productivity, and that they go really hand in hand with return on investment. And I think that is a very strong statement. And can you explain a little bit how Citrix is working toward having a more and better user experience using technologies like the workflows and micro apps and Podio?
Yeah, I think personally, and this is not just what Citrix sort of thinks, but this is what we do internally. We care a lot about how people work and make it easier for you to get your work done. And with that, I mean that we should empower teams to basically decide how they want to work in order to get work done faster. And that way we can operate almost like mini startups in a big company. So although we align on some things like tooling and experience, we actually also give people the opportunity to create their own quick processes, create their own workflows in order to automate repetitive work and get work done faster.
Oh, very cool. Because I also watched another session from two of your colleagues, Ellen Wooten and Ronan Driver, and they had a very, very interesting session called A Solution for User Well-Being and Productivity, Micro Apps with Podio and Azure Infrastructure. And they actually created a micro app integration that on a very lightweight manner asked users how they were feeling that day. And I really liked that session because it really had to focus on the employees a lot.
Yep. So this has been a key project with our HR executive staff as well, where we are looking at how do we ensure that we keep well-being top of mind for Citrix internally, and obviously also something that is even more important in a world where everyone is working remote and you are not as close to your employees as you were normally as a part of an office space. So specifically, the team working on the well-being micro apps have done a lot of research and a lot of internal testing, where we are reviewing how can we support people better, right? So this is less about productivity and more about showcasing support and showcasing that we care and showcasing that, we want to help you with whatever we can do to help you. Example would be, quick surveys to understand how you're doing and how we can support you better, and then making sure that we take action. So we don't want to ask people, how are you feeling and how can we make Citrix a better place if we don't take action afterwards and really review and do something about it.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good showcase on using the new technologies that are available to us in these times that people don't come to the office every day and you can't look people in the eye directly to check on their well-being. Awesome.
So, Sara, Podio isn't really adopted here in the Netherlands yet, I'm afraid. Can you tell us a little bit more about the product and how it can help customers?
Sure. So I can tell that Podio actually originated out of Denmark in Europe, which is also where I'm from. So half of our customer base already today is actually located in Europe, and only US is something that came on afterwards. So we have localization in Dutch as well. If the translations are not good enough, please let me know and we can help fix it. But it should be available for everyone in the Netherlands. It started out as a sort of social collaboration platform that was built in the era of Yammer and Basecamp and the likes to provide a better spin on collaboration outside of emails. But what it really is a really flexible database that you can use to structure and organize your processes, much like you see in tools like Airtable. What Podio offers that Airtable and similar tools does not is that we also have a very extensive workflow automation engine behind, where we can create PDFs of your data, and everything you see in the platform has an API available that you can connect to. So in that sense, Podio is very easily to extend and integrate other systems too, but could also be used as a basic project management or task management tool.
Okay,
Okay.
nice. And if you look at the Citrix partners, do you have any tips for Citrix partners how they can leverage Podio and share file and write signature to drive their businesses further into the future?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend looking at, as I said, what are the repetitive processes in your business that we are doing all over and over again. And we might have multiple tools solving them for, but they're not connected in a nice way. This is a platform that's flexible enough that you can actually replace these different tools and have everything in one place. So you can have your IT requests, you can have your HR onboarding tasks, you can have your sales productivity or customer engagement processes in the same platform. And then from there, you can trigger workflows to say, I want to, share the files with a client, and then I want to store the reviews, or I want to send reminders, or I want to, kick off a signature for workflow for signature by a client. Let's say you need a vendor to sign something once a quarter. You can hit one button in Podio, and that will trigger a workflow to send to 300 people, sign this contract, please. All the contracts would be stored in share file, and all of the auditing and reporting that this was signed and when will be available in the Podio database. So in that sense, we can really connect a lot of use cases that is normally used by multiple tools. All of them can be done in one platform.
Okay. So let's see where we are with the questions.
You're up again, Chris.
Yeah. So you just talked about with the COVID app that it was really important to get really quick feedback and stuff. So it seems to be a good idea to make a simple feedback process. Is that something that you have worked on already with customers, or that you know that customers are working on, like feedback micro apps or feedback in Podio?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's something that I personally are quite passionate about. How do we collect feedback from users and when to do it, how to use the feedback. A few years back, there was this idea of you send your employees a survey once a year, and it takes 30 minutes to fill out. And when you're filled out that survey, something changes and you can't use that answers for anything because there's a big reorganization. So what I really like about these quick, simple pulse surveys is that you can collect feedback on a timely manner when there is a specific state of mind, and you can take action the next day and the next week. For example, create a quick survey to how do you feel about this change that's happening? How can we support you better working from home? Do you need other tools? You can set this up in a matter of minutes and get results and take action in a matter of days. And what we already seen happening in Podio is that customers have these quick feedback forms, which is a web form that you can quickly share to get feedback on how was my session, how was Converge, all of these feedback forms. But you can also make the form available in Citrix Workspace and broadcast them to a bigger employee base in order to have the experience sort of the same, whether it's mobile, desktop, or web. So highly recommend feedback forms.
Okay, thank you.
So we're running near the end of the interview. So let's talk a little bit more on Citrix Converge. I know you have a very, very busy schedule, but were you able to watch some of the other sessions yourself, Sarah?
Yes, I have. I am a big fan of Converge and the fact that we are able to make this a virtual event. So of course, I've been watching the sessions from RawWorks that has a cool customer case in the Netherlands. But I'm also watching other of our partner and community sessions. Specifically, I really enjoy when we have external partners presenting and not just Citrix employees. So that's really cool to see.
Well, are there any sessions that you would like to recommend our viewers to either watch back or to watch either for tomorrow or today? Because today is Wednesday. We're going to record our recap day 2 tomorrow, and it's going to be on the internet on Friday. So are there any sessions that you would like to recommend our viewers?
I saw a cool session on Monday around using Workspace for a leave request use case. So this is a very general HR use case. I want to request vacation, or I'm taking the day off. And a very simple form can be built in Workspace for a leave request, so that you don't have to navigate to Workday or whatever system you use for leave, and get that done in the context of Workspace. And that session, it's from our partner Faces. They were actually showcasing live how they built the leave request form.
Oh, really?
Using Podio and the micro app builder in Workspace. So that was pretty cool. I can highly recommend that one.
And that sounds great.
Yeah, I always like live demos.